Brooklyn Independent Television.
Coming up on HealthBeat Brooklyn.
Ultimately, you're the one who makes the primary decisions about your health.
At Brooklyn Hospital, the Wellness for Life program asks members to eat better and exercise more. Can this woman get her diabetes under control?
I would love to just get off insulin completely.
Another threat to the elderly is falling. And as an expert tells us, it's not just women at risk.
Men do fall a lot, actually. In fact, falls by men are usually more serious.
3, 2.
But kids need help too, especially if they're battling weight issues or even diabetes. Getting kids to move is one thing. Working miracles with vegetables is quite another.
These are Brussels sprouts, but I added something to make them taste wonderful.
And in Brownsville, this basketball camp also offers guidance beyond the court.
You'll have kids who are cutters, you got kids who are, experimenting with drugs and stuff.
A good jumper can't overcome emotional and psychological problems.
Young people are in need. They're in need of mentorship, of connection, of relationship.
All this and more on HealthBeat Brooklyn.
Welcome to HealthBeat Brooklyn on Brooklyn Independent Television. I'm Dr. Monica Sweeney. Well, it's the new year, so gift giving and holiday partying are now being replaced by resolution making. Keeping a resolution is all about self-control. Does the phrase diet and exercise sound familiar? With the help of health professionals, the people you're about to meet at Brooklyn Hospital are learning how to get potentially dangerous conditions under control and even wean themselves off some of their medications. HealthBeat's Tati Amari takes us there.
Part instruction.
That's some of the breakthrough food advice that I want to share with you. And of course, there's a lot more where that came from.
And part workout. The members of the Wellness for Life program at Brooklyn Hospital are working to make some lifestyle and health changes.
And I truly love this program. I've gotten my cholesterol down to about a 140, and I think that's a good thing.
Considering below 200 is ideal for cholesterol levels, 140 is a good thing, and the program teaches members how to get these results by making changes in their diet.
If you make every food work for you, for example, you could get your cholesterol down in 4 to 6 weeks, where medication is going to take much longer. This person will say, I took that vitamin, it was great. The other one will say, no, it wasn't great.
Nutritionist Karen Congro has been leading Wellness for Life for over 16 years, meeting once a month to teach different components of healthy living.
Ultimately, you're the one who makes the primary decisions about your health and where it's going to go and where you're going to take it and how fast you're going to get there. We make it interesting, fun, and slightly competitive, and I think that adds something to the mix.
Like this month, when they announced the winners of a 3-month-long weight loss competition.
So the person who lost 6 pounds is Edith Scantleberry. So she won the Shape Up contest.
VELMA MULLEN has been attending Wellness for Life for about 2 years and has recently decided to take her health to a higher level.
I just want to get my body a little bit healthier.
And some recipes
Wellness for Life has the option of starting with a one-on-one meeting with Karen to create a personalized plan.
I put them on a diet plan based on their medical conditions and issues, and we fine-tune it. Let's talk about where you're at right now. So you're taking your insulin each morning?
Yes.
In Velma's case, diabetes and high blood pressure are the focus, and the motivation is a personal one.
My mother was diabetic, and it's few of us that are diabetic, my siblings, and one of them had an amputee, and it's above the knee, and that I don't want. And I would love to just get off insulin completely.
A cup of beans would be an appropriate substitute. So you have a vegetarian meal that's high in fiber, which will help your blood sugar.
Karen outlines meal plans to combat diabetes and helps with unclear information.
Have you ever gotten an exchange list?
I've gotten some lists, but I'll look at them and then I read them, but they did not click.
She also offers options to diet challenges for diabetics, like snack time.
The snack attack pack is to be used at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And this is the time when people need a portion-controlled snack.
Her office is even a virtual grocery store, so her patients know exactly what items to look for when shopping.
So hopefully these will be things you can use, and I'll hear from you by the end of the week, and you're going to tell me how it's going. And
if Velma follows the plan closely, she can make significant changes to her health. But Karen stresses the importance of working under a doctor's supervision.
Their doctor should be number one on their list of people that they have to work with. It's something to enhance their medical care, not to replace their medical care.
We'll follow up with Velma in the weeks to come and keep you posted on her progress. For HealthBeat Brooklyn, I'm Tati Amara.
You may have an elderly parent or grandparent, or maybe you're at an advanced age yourself. In any case, home for a senior citizen may not always be a safe haven. The likelihood of falling, tripping, or slipping grows as one ages, and the resulting injuries can be especially dangerous. So how do you recognize those dangers, and how can you remove or avoid them? Here to talk about this is Dr. Ayutoya J. Oyayemi, a longtime physical therapist. He's the Director of Rehabilitation Services at Susan McKinney Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. He's also an adjunct associate professor at Hunter College. Thank you very much for being here. I want to talk about first how big the problem is. And I'm going to start with a press release from the New York City Department of Health. The commissioner released a press release that said, each year, approximately 300 older adults die in New York City from falls, accounting for nearly half of all injury-related deaths. Physical exercise can mitigate falls risk. New York City Life's Sit and Be Fit program encourages older adults to stay in shape. Now, I just talked about New York City, 300 deaths.
Yes.
Nationally, what's it like?
Thank you for having me, Dr. Sweeney.
It's a pleasure.
Fall is a very serious issue among the elderly in the communities, in our communities in New York, as well as all over in the United States. Every year, there are over 2.2 million falls among the elderly in the United States. Over 200,000 of these falls result in serious injury or death every year. How can we avoid this? The first thing to do is for the elders to know where they are health-wise.
Well, before we get to that, I just want to come back to 1 second and ask, where do these falls usually happen?
The falls usually mostly happen first thing in the morning when they want to get out of bed. The next frequent area where it happens is usually in the bathroom, and then the third frequent area is on the stairs.
So just by where it happens, you immediately can go into some things that people should avoid to make sure it doesn't happen.
Correct.
So on the stairs.
On the stairs. If you have stairs at home, make sure that you have side rails, preferably on both sides, so you can hold on to them when you go up and down the stairs. That's one.
But for New Yorkers, it's not just at home that they have those stairs to climb up.
Yes.
We ride the subway.
Okay, yes. That means also that the government or the city agencies has to do their part to make sure that they fit in the ramps, the necessary railings that are appropriate in those areas where people may be crossing from one level to the other.
Okay, so that was the stairs. Then you mentioned getting out of bed.
Yes.
What can you do?
Now, to get out of bed in the morning, first when you wake up, clear yourself first. Look around. When you get up, sit up. Don't stand up immediately.
Yes.
Make sure you sit up for a little while. Make sure everything is fine. There are no dizziness. You're not seeing things moving around you. And then if you need to get up, you can get up from there. If you want to get up too, we suggest that you hold on to the bed or push down on the bed to get up. Don't try to get up without holding on to something, just in case. Because usually the fall happens between trying to get up and standing up.
Okay.
It is that transition that usually results in falls in the elderly in the morning.
You know, the other point to make about that has to do with medications.
Yes.
And what happens to the elderly when they're on blood pressure medicines and various other medications that could alter their level of consciousness when they wake up.
To tell you the truth, there are very few elders that are not on more than 4 medications. Some of them are known to their doctors. Some of them may not even be known to their doctors. All elders will usually be in at least 4 or 5 medications. Now, medications interact with each other. When
Yes.
they do that, they can cause dizziness, they can cause elders to lose balance and fall. It's very, very important that they consider the medications that they take and make sure their doctors know about all the medications they take so that some of them may need to be taken out.
That's right.
Some of them they don't need anymore. Some of them the dosage may need to be increased and so on.
You know, the other point that I want to make is you said in the morning when they get out of bed to go. But I know from experience, people get out of bed in the middle of the night.
Yes.
Then what do they do that makes them fall?
Okay. Now, elders usually get out of bed in the night for a purpose. Usually they want to go to the bathroom. Now, we can't say elders don't get up anymore in the night to go to the bathroom, but there are remediations to that.
Yes.
If there are things that you can do around the bed in form of maybe bedside commode or like a urina, maybe that will be better for you. If you are able to do it, surely, for sure, we're not saying don't do it, but it is recommended that you take care of yourself, know who you are, make sure some of those conveniences are, are around to help you. It's better to be safe.
Well, the thing is one thing that I find that people don't do enough is put the light on. For some reason, people want to go to the bathroom in the dark, and that's one thing that they should definitely not do.
Sure.
Now let's get to the bathroom, which
Right.
is not only bad for you falling because a fall is bad, but the things in the bathroom can make it even worse.
Yes.
What can they do to protect themselves in the bathroom?
Elders using bathroom, if they have to go into the tub, I strongly recommend that they install grab bars around the bathtub. That's one. Number 2, I recommend strongly that elders don't stand up bathing. I recommend that they sit down. So they should get a top bench or a top chair low enough to get into their tub. They can sit easy, get into the tub, sitting down, and then they can shower.
And not lock the door when they go in.
And not lock the door when they go in.
Now let's just fast forward ahead to, you know, when you are thinking about getting older, which many of us don't do until we're almost there, there are things that we do for our financial health.
Yes.
What can we do for our physical health that would help to mitigate falls?
Lots of things. When you are 50, 55, begin to consider taking calcium with vitamin D.
Calcium and vitamin D.
Yes, but I would recommend that you clear that with your physician before you begin to take it, but it's strongly recommended that elders begin to take care of their health from then. Physical activity, very, very important. We know that advanced, modern life, sedentariness a lot, we don't have to do a lot of, rigorous work, but it's important that we stay physically active. Flexibility exercises that improve muscle tone, strength, and balance are very, very important. If you do that, you will likely contribute positively to your bone health.
Now, we have very little time left, but I want you to say something about elderly men, because a lot of people think it's only little old ladies that fall. Let's just close on the note that men fall too. Is that right?
Men do fall a lot, actually. In fact, falls by men are usually more serious and result in death than those. Usually men are the ones that do riskier things. I'm good to go. I can jump, I can walk fast. I don't need a cane, I don't need a walker. I don't need to put on the light. I've been doing that. What are you talking about? they are the people that will likely take more risk.
I'm glad you said it.
Yes.
I'm glad you said it, because that's the science, that's the information.
Yes, that's the information.
It is very important that we all take these falls and injuries seriously, because they often end in permanent disability or death.
Sure, sure.
Thank you very much for being here.
You're welcome.
And now to the well-being of children. Children learning how to cope with a serious disease, diabetes, or equally serious condition, obesity, or both. In Diker Heights, one grandmother saw a need in her community and started a program to help kids meet other kids facing the same issues and to teach them the healthy habits that could help them throughout their lives.
These are Brussels sprouts, but I added something to make them taste wonderful. I added, well, I'll tell you after you eat it. Want to try it? If you don't like it, you don't have to swallow it. You have to taste it. Now, how many of you have ever heard from a Brussels sprout? My name is Julie Bambina, and I am the director and founder of Kicks for Kids. It's a nutrition and exercise program that began last May 2011. I have a grandson who at 4 years old was diagnosed with juvenile diabetes. It concerned me very much and upset me very much. So I thought the best thing for him would be good nutrition and good exercise. However, when I went to look for programs that might be helpful to him, there wasn't anything. So I decided if I can't find it, make it.
Let's get together. Teresa, Sarah, Caitlin, Nicholas, Juliana, let's get in a circle.
Diabetics need exercise. The reason they need exercise is because their sugar level will drop and it will go to a much more normal area, which is around about 100 or a little less.
And switch.
My phys ed teacher will begin with stretches.
1, 2, 3, 4.
After that, Dana has a game of some sort set up, usually relays or skills-directed program. After about half an hour, I would say, of the stretches and the exercise, Eileen then gathers them around and she instructs them in nutrition.
And who wants to guess what they think the important topic that we're coming back to is? Caitlin?
Fiber.
Fiber, because it's so important that we try to get more fiber every day into our body. Does anybody remember what does fiber help us do? It gives us some energy and also helps get bad stuff out of us. What I try to do is help the kids make healthy eating, more awareness towards eating, everything in moderation, all those part of their lifestyle, and really just to create a more general awareness of what they're putting into their body. So between 5 and 20 means like it's okay, you know, it's a good source, right? 20 above, great, great, great. Below 5, not so great. The average child doesn't get enough fiber in their diet, so I just want to show them some other options too, that they don't need to view it as something boring. It can be fun, and there's a lot of tasty treats out there that they will enjoy that will also help them meet their recommended daily allowance of fiber.
Raisin Bran, and it has 4 grams of fiber, and it has 16%.
16%. So when you guys, you know where I got this from? From a school cafeteria. So if you're eating breakfast at school, this is one of the better choices of cereal.
We were praying that it would do what we wanted it to do, which was, one, enlighten the youngsters to have better choices. But more importantly, those that needed to lose weight would lose the weight, and those with the high cholesterol numbers, their numbers would be reduced, and those that had high sugar, their sugar would be reduced. In all cases, I have testimonials from the doctors. The doctors have written me wonderful letters and have said, please continue this program. One doctor said to me again, what's your secret? What do you do? And I say, it's about fun. Kids don't want to go to hospitals to lose weight. They want to go to the park.
2, 1. All right. Excellent. That was great, great work.
My son was diagnosed when he was 4 with juvenile diabetes. So it's a way, too, to incorporate good health, teaching children, teaching adults how to eat better, how to move, and how to fit little things into your normal, crazy, busy, daily schedule that can really make a difference in the long-term well-being of children and grown-ups.
Go ahead, go through that one. Control.
What we're doing is we're teaching them a lifestyle. We're only here 1 day a week, but we educate them for the rest of the week and hopefully for the rest of their life.
1, 2, 3. Kicks for Kids! All right.
At the Brownsville Community Recreation Center, the Saturday morning soundtrack is all bouncing basketballs and squeaking sneakers. The director, once a member of the NBA, has discovered that his teenaged players need more than a coach on the court. They need trained counselors to help them deal with an array of emotional and psychological challenges.
The executive director of the Brownsville Recreation Center is a former New York Knick, Gregory Jackson. He's a big advocate of physical and mental fitness in this community, and now, through a program called Heads Up, trained counselors and life coaches meet the kids on and off the court.
I'm originally from Brooklyn. I grew up here. Been a part of this community for years, so I love to give back to the community every chance that I get. So I'm here on a voluntary basis pretty much every Saturday morning working with the kids, teaching them life skills, life coaching. The kids that we deal with down in this area, this particular part of Brooklyn, have anxiety issues, depression, bullying. Basketball is just the hook, just to draw them in, because a lot of the kids love it. And, you know, we can teach them skills, but when you're sitting and talking to the kids on a one-on-one basis, some kids will feel free to share with you some of the experiences that they're going through. And you'll have kids who are cutters, you know, you got kids who are, you know, experimenting with drugs and stuff. They may not say it in the group session, but when you're talking to them on a one-on-one, they'll come to you and ask you, you know, what can I do?
Dr. Derek Sweet, a psychiatrist and co-founder of Full Circle Health, believes his Heads Up program is filling a critical void.
If they're not engaged, if they don't feel you, as they say, if they can't get a sense of who you are, you're not going to get them, and they're going to move on. What we have done is we've created something called a Heads Up program. The program is touting two things: physical activity or physical edge and mental edge. And we know that the spiritual will come right in. The meaning will be there for them, the transcendence that one gets when one plays sports and is in the zone. All that is spiritual as well. But what we're going to handle first and foremost in the Heads Up program is getting them on the court, getting them active.
We pretty much ask them to tell us a little bit about themselves. So this way we can get a little background information to see how much they're willing to share with us in the session. We'll ask them about their parents, and then you'll kind of get an idea, you know, what's going on. If they have any brothers, sisters, you see what the family structure is like.
Communities will access individuals that they trust, that can speak their language, that has cultural resonance with them. The difficulty is that when Full Circle goes and says, hey, here, in 10 years we have seen over 250,000, I should say, individuals and families. It should mean something to our legislators. It should mean something to policymakers. Nobody wants to be considered crazy, and nobody wants to be considered the madman or the madwoman to have to go and get help. So that's another issue, too, that mental health always has to overcome.
I think my goal is each kid that I come into contact with, that I see that we can provide services for them. My job, I pretty much don't leave out here until we made some type of referral or we make a connection where they agree that they're going to come back next week and we'll have some one-on-one time where we can do some life coaching with them and get to the bottom of whatever the issues are.
So that's why I believe something like Full Circle Health and what's happening at Brownsville, it helps, because folks are able to come in, they know this environment, they know the people here care about them, it's safe, and we will vet the medications, vet the research, and then bring it to them in a language and in a way that they can understand and still retain their dignity and their ability to say no.
Thanks, guys. So at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. They're hoping that basketball and counseling will help kids like Devontae and Shaquan have a full life. For HealthBeat Brooklyn, I'm Fred Brown.
That's all for this month. If you want to watch past episodes of the show, go to bricartsmedia.org/BIT and then click on HealthBeat Brooklyn. And you can follow us on Facebook or Twitter on BK Independent TV. Right now, information about the programs and hospitals we've just featured is about to appear on your TV screen. Thanks for watching. Have a happy new year and stay healthy.
Watch this and other Brooklyn Independent Television episodes online at bricartsmedia.org/BIT.
Glucose plus oxygen equals carbon dioxide.
I'd like to pass them back to you now. Very pleased with your work.
She's got the drive, the energy, the heart, and the talent.
Pre-med.
But she wouldn't be here without your help. Please support the United Negro College Fund, because a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Hey, Zachary.
Ready?
You looking good? Great hit.
The odds of a child becoming a professional athlete are 1 in 16,000. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 166. The odds say it's time to listen. To learn the signs of autism, visit autismspeaks.org.